Good morning everyone, I'm Mysticle, and today I'm going to be bringing you the latest in AR and VR news. We have quite a few interesting things to talk about today, and in fact a lot of that is about new headsets, which I know tons of you are very excited for, and I am too. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. First of all, we've got Meta showcasing some new, pretty crazy headsets. Now, these aren't headsets that we're going to be able to buy anytime soon, but they are going to be showcasing them next week. These are prototypes, and they're variofocal and light field prototypes. In case you guys don't know what light field is, I actually got to check out the technology myself when I visited Serial in Switzerland. It was a fantastic experience, and I highly recommend you check out that video right up here. Meta will demo two new research prototypes at SIGGRAPH 2023 next week. This year, Meta will showcase two new prototypes. Butterscotch Variofocal will showcase new retinal resolution and variofocal optics, while Flamera proves out a novel reprojection-free approach to real-world pass-through. To give you a tiny glimpse into why this is so important, light field technology essentially allows you to view virtual objects in the real world as if they were actually there. You know, kind of if you move your finger close to your eyes like this, your eyes converge and the background behind that finger blurs. Now, this doesn't happen to everyone in virtual reality, and even if it does, it's not very natural and it can be eye-straining. Light field eliminates this, projecting light fields directly into the user's eyeball, allowing them to view these virtual objects as if they were actually there, allowing a whole new depth of field approach to virtual and augmented reality, and making things feel that bit more real. Now, I don't think this is a technology we're going to be seeing in consumer-grade headsets anytime soon, but it is something that I would love to see in these devices in the future. And I do think it is especially important in augmented reality when we do have glasses that something like this does exist to prevent eye strain and make that object blend in with the real world that little bit more. Either way though, I'm very excited for Meta to show off these brand new prototypes that they've been working on. Let's move on to the next piece of news, which is another new headset. However, this time is going to be within our reach. Now, the Quest 3 has been revealed and it has been announced. However, no proper specifications and no details have been revealed about it. We know the price and we know a few things here and there, but that's about it. It was just a short teaser video. The Quest 3 details are slated for Meta Connect on September 27th. Meta confirmed its Connect event will feature a keynote from CEO Mark Zuckerberg. The two-day event will include a limited in-person experience at Meta headquarters with sessions streaming live for free on various social channels, and we will of course be watching it live on this channel if you wish to tune in. Meta says the event will include an all-in-depth look at new Meta products, and we are specifically looking at the Quest 3 here, as well as the latest in AR and XR innovation. This is very exciting. We know from the teaser video that the Meta Quest 3 is supposedly going to have quite a big focus on AR technology. It will have that full AR capability, as well as being a step further on the VR front. It's a device that a lot of people are very excited for, and at a price tag that is still a lot lower than the rest of the competition, especially with the specifications that it has. It's part of why the Quest 2 was as successful as it was. Its low price of entry allowed a ton of people to get into virtual reality that maybe in the past wouldn't have been able to. So the Quest 3 is certainly a device I'm going to be getting, and a device that I am heavily anticipating. Let me know your opinions on the Quest 3 down below. As it is getting closer, do you think that this is a device that you are willing to upgrade to, or are you going to be waiting for the next big thing? Talking about the Quest 3 though, the Quest 3 controllers have now received FCC approval. Looking at these controllers, they are something that we've not seen before. They look quite similar to the Quest Pro controllers, however they're white and they're missing the cameras, making people very worried about their tracking accuracy because, well, they have no tracking rings, and the tracking rings were there for a reason, allowing the headset to track the IR lights within those rings and not being obscured by your hands or movements or anything like that. These tracking difficulties have been denied by Beat Saber's co-founder and a Meta employee, who both claimed the Touch Plus tracking is good enough for games on Expert Plus difficulty, and these controllers have now received FCC approval. Now, this is very impressive, as Expert Plus titles can get incredibly fast, and we would have thought thought the controllers with no rings would have had a problem with this, but apparently that is not the case, and the headset has no issue tracking these controllers with no rings in incredibly fast movements. Certainly something that I am interested in. Meta's XR revenue is down 39% due to lower Quest 2 sales as the Quest 3 and Vision Pro loom. Don't get me wrong here, but I do not think that the Vision Pro is a competitor to the Quest 3. I do not think that these two devices are going to be directly in competition. One is a €600 device, the other one is a €3,000 device. There is a very big price difference here. The Quest 2 is definitely being directly threatened by the Quest 3 though. If people are looking to buy a Quest 2 right now and they know that the Quest 3 is just around the corner, a lot of people are going to wait. So this revenue decrease isn't too much of a surprise here. Meta's latest quarterly results show its Reality Labs XR division is again reporting an operating loss just south of $4 billion. Now, for its Q2 2023 results, the company says Reality Labs revenue was down by 39% due to lower Quest 2 sales, making for the worst quarterly performance in the past 2 years. Again, not surprised here whatsoever. The company hasn't released a new headset for 2 years now. That, plus that Quest 3 looming around the corner, yeah, people are going to be skeptical about buying right now. So, not much of a surprise here, but definitely an interesting statistic. 39% is a significant amount. That is not a small percentage. Hopefully, we will see a reignited flame in virtual reality when the Quest 3 does come out. I feel like a lot of people are going to get that spark reignited for themselves with a brand new headset with a higher resolution, and possibly a lot of new people are going to get into augmented reality. Let me tell you, ever since I've gotten into color augmented reality, even though the color pass-through on this headset is absolute, it still adds that immersion, and it is still so much better than black and white. Being able to play Demio on a table directly there in front of me just adds a whole new level to the gameplay that I love so much. It offers you that connection to the real world, still augmenting it and enhancing it instead of completely hiding away from it. Going back to FCC approval though, the Pico Neo 3 Link just got FCC approval. The Pico Neo 3 Link has been approved by the US FCC, despite its successor already launching elsewhere last year. Could Pico be planning to use the Neo 3 Link as a US consumer beta program as it did in Europe? And if so, could that mean it still has plans to eventually launch the Pico 4 in the US too? This could certainly be a possibility, as Pico still hasn't launched the Pico 4 in the US. And I do think that they would benefit from doing so. I see a lot of people that are interested in finding a competitor to the Quest 2, to the Quest 3 inside the US. And there really isn't that much competition within that price bracket when it comes to headsets like this. So I see why Pico might be interested in jumping into the US market finally. Now, of course, this doesn't mean you can't get a Pico 4 in the US right now. It just means it's not officially supported, and it is a little bit more difficult. But people have been doing it, and they have been working fine. With Pico possibly officially wanting to launch in the US, it would make things a lot easier. Now, for some sad news. Today came the fall of EchoVR, a game that I could always go back to, a game that we played multiple times on livestream, a game that was incredibly fun, and a game that definitely didn't need to be shut down. It was a very controversial move made by Meta, and today was its last day. The servers are down, and the game is gone. There's a thriving community behind EchoVR still wanting to get the servers up and running, and hopefully they manage to succeed, as I would love to see this game come back. EchoVR fans did not go down without a fight, even flying a plane over Meta's headquarters, telling Zuck not to kill esports. It was absolutely incredible the amount of effort they went through in order to keep their game alive. This game had a thriving esports community, having fully blown events behind it. There's a lot of games that a lot of people would have been like, oh, yeah, it's getting shut down for a reason, there isn't an active player base. I may not have been the most active EchoVR player out there. However, I did jump into the game from time to time, and that is not something I can do any longer. Hopefully, either A, they bring the game back in some way, B, they open up the servers, or 3, which usually tends to be the case, the community finds a way of bringing the game back. Till then, though, no EchoVR. And finally, we've got Apple working on big AR experiences, as Apple joins Pixar, Nvidia, and more to accelerate the next generation of AR experiences with 3D file protocol. We know Apple is going about its XR device very seriously. I assume they're going to try get everything just right, so that when people do eventually get to try this device, they're not going to be disappointed and they're not going to be swayed away from future AR devices, hopefully wanting to stay in the ecosystem and buy more. After all, the possibilities in AR are endless, and today the big tech companies like Apple, Pixar, Adobe, Autodesk, and Nvidia announced the formation of the Alliance for OpenUSD, which is dedicated to promoting the standardization and development of a 3D file protocol that Apple says will help accelerate the next generation of AR experiences. Nvidia has been an early supporter of Pixar's universal scene description, stating last year it thinks Pixar's solution has the potential to become the HTML of the metaverse. Much like HTML forms a sort of description of a web page being hostable anywhere on the internet and retrievable/renderable locally by a web browser, USD can be used to describe complex virtual scenes, allowing it to be similarly retrieved and rendered on a local machine. If you want to find out more about how this alliance is described and how it all works, I will leave a link to the post down below. It is going to be interesting to see what they come up with and see how it becomes available to the consumer, or if it becomes available to the consumer, or if it becomes some sort of like corporation type thing, which of course I prefer the consumer option. I may be slightly biased, but I prefer the consumer option. Either way though, that is going to be it for today's video. You are all absolutely incredible. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day or night. If you guys like this video, please do leave a like. If you disliked it, I guess the button works too, but let me know why down below. If you guys are not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and our Reddit down below, where I want to see you posting your spice memes. And thank you so much to all the lovely names going off to my right. Those guys are my Patreons, and you guys are helping me out so much. Much love to you. As usual, if you guys want to be notified about your content coming up on our channel, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace.